favorites.
Pikes is just around the corner. Just gotta go find him.
No, I was actually thinking about that. I'm like, is this a lot of NPCs to be dropping? But I'm like, no, because they're all from the twins. They're actually all just in this vicinity. So it's, yeah,
this is where you get the people.
In recruitment office.
This is just this is go into like a hallway. These are all the things I love.
To be fair, of all the parts of the province that would be like, hey, we're going to a different continent, I feel the twins would be like, sign me up.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It could be dangerous. Oh, nice. It'll be a relief.
It's the twins.
Yeah, there's the art for Captain Pikes.
Ooh, that's some sick art. Give me that shit.
That was always his art. Yeah. The funny thing, he doesn't look any different now because he's a captain of the Wayward Guard, so he still looks like
still
that.
a captain.
Ah, it's the boy.
Happy boy.
The Hellhound Hunting Master himself.
Hell yeah, baby.
Silas will step away from the table and be like, I'm really hungry. I skipped dinner. I'm going to get food.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Here. She reaches into her coin pouch and pulls out a gold and 5 silver. Yeah. Just drops it in your hand.
Thank you.
Can
Nuts.
I
Tosses it at you.
Hell yeah, free money.
Throws it at your
Oh, will you both?
disgusting feet.
Had you
made a net profit today. They lost on gold.
Oh, had you both skipped meiosis today? Oh, well, if that's the case, give him back the silver, and she pulls out 2 more gold. There you go.
It's appreciated, but we can.
Thank you. Silas will
okay,
trade
let's stick
Oriana
with
away.
Lambert is just
Thank
like
you,
giving you
Tyler.
guys like the not stink eye, but he's just like, I know you have money.
Silas non-suspiciously whistles.
I don't know if that was necessary, Mr. Ezra. Well, it's not a matter if it was necessary. It's a matter because I wanted to do it. I'm sorry to echo Amber's sentiments earlier, but you do not seem like a Twinsian person. I'm well aware of that.
Life.
I'm well aware of that, yes. I suppose you would call it a very peculiar upbringing. Than my accent, so... she shrugs. I've learned to live with it, and we do good work out in my hometown with the Seekers and Slayers, so I have no complaints about it.
Were you trained, like, adjacent to the Seekers and Slayers?
To a certain degree, yes. Although I was never officially inducted into the Slayers. It was done at the request of, I suppose you'd call my mentor.
Right.
But yes, I was taught relatively alongside the Slayers, but I am something of my town's liaison with the Seekers and Slayers and the Waywards. So not all my time was spent training in martial talents. I was also taught, sort of histories and bureaucracies and diplomacy, like those sorts of skills as well. And, well, I suppose that brings us here. That is why I'm here this week, after all. Even if Miss Amber does pilfer some diamonds.
I enjoy how earlier she was just like, hey, try to be subtle and not straight up say what happened. And it's like, here's what happened.
Well, she said not to say what happened in front of Seeker Blake.
Yeah.
And then you guys forced the truth out of her. It's okay, though.
So is your mentor still around?
Well, if you mean alive, yes. Yes, he's still alive.
Okay.
If you mean he's around physically, no, he's not.
Oh.
In the proximity. No, it's not.
So that's why you're assisting with this hunt rather than him.
Correct.
Okay.
And it would just be the right thing to do. I'm well aware of these cults. I've heard news of them for a while now. And the different entities that will be attending, I've heard of them as well. Putting a stop to all of them would be for the better. for all of us.
You're right.
And so, that is the reason why I'm joining you, I suppose.
Oh, glad to have you.
You know, I'm happy to be of proper company. Might I ask?
I would like to see...
Oh, no, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. I would like to see your capabilities before we end up actually fighting anything.
Certainly.
Not
I think
not
that's a
entirely
very
as
fair
like
point.
judgment, but just because...
No,
just curious.
she does it in his way of hand. I understand completely.
Hmm.
She thinks about it. There's not really much of a sparring ground in the commons.
And I
Say-
don't think Harold would enjoy us destroying a room.
No. How about tomorrow we go by the Slayer quarters? They have a sparring there. And I know some of them, so we should be okay to use it.
Would I be able to bring along another individual? Amber, actually.
Certainly.
Okay. That's...
As long as you don't mind an audience, Slayers aren't... If someone is using their fighting pits, they're not going to be idle while they're being used.
That's perfectly understandable. I'm not... No, it should be fine. It should be fine. When?
Amber has been in your company already for some time, right?
Correct.
Is that correct? Are you appraising her skills as well?
To a degree. She wanted some assistance more with frontline capabilities. More melee rather than ranged, or
Raw
especially
insight.
throwing daggers. Insight, where's the insight? I'm gonna throw some shit. It's gonna be a 4. That's a 20. Do I have the guidance?
Yeah, you would.
Oh, cool.
You have to get negative to get a 4, Garth.
Abigail is a very polite lady.
Yes.
But for but a moment, her polite personality does have a bit of a lapse, I guess you would call it. Or rather, a flicker of an alternate emotion as she gets this sort of perturbed look on her face. And you even hear it as she's like, really? I mean, no offense to Miss Amber, but from the way the way she acts, the way she looks, the way she dresses, her arms and armaments, I didn't take her for the sort that try to be upfront in a fight.
Sorry, the dogs are screaming. You're not entirely wrong, and that's where I'm coming in to try and assist with that.
Oh,
Although
I see.
You're right in thinking that she's not entirely self-designed for that, let's say. So I feel there might be some level alternative motive in there. Trying to figure that out as well.
Well, perhaps tomorrow we can properly appraise all our skills, and you can, I don't know, bring her up to snuff.
That's a way to put it.
I mean, I'd start with proper armor, personally.
Yeah, true. She still needs a mobility and dexterity.
Well, if that were the case, I'd recommend what Mr. Vasso was wearing when we met earlier. Some sort of breastplate or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Knowing Amber, she would find it too confining and restricting. She is quick on her feet, make no mistake. Yeah, quick on the feet but fast to fall would be the bigger concern I would have for that.
Gabberson.
Gavison.
It's something we might test out just to see how it works.
Fair enough. Again, some Seekers are in similar armor. And I've not seen Miss Amber's actual alacrity in combat yet, so perhaps it's earned. Fair enough. I would just always recommend to everyone to have actual armor.
Looks at Oriana, who's wearing basically a t-shirt right now.
No offense. I just assume
no.
you're out of kit right now.
Looks down. Besides basically a jacket now.
She raises an eyebrow at that. So you'll like some of the Slayers then?
Which ones?
Well, I can't name any specific off the top of my head, but there are some Slayers that embody a fury that, well, allows them to shrug off blows.
Or it just kind of nods and then leads into like a shaking head. It's like, I understand where you're coming from, but that's not exactly it. It's more.
It's a bit more.
It's
monastic.
a different approach. It's similar. Yes, it's similar to the rage and fury struggles, but more aimed towards a mental state and physical state to avoid the blows entirely, which has mixed levels of success sometimes.
Well, I don't think there's anyone that could. Well, except maybe fairies, but or particular types of devils, the divine. But aside from those, I don't think there's much mortals can do to avoid being hit so utterly. What's more important is being able to take the hits.
Mm-hmm. Easy, just take
a sip of a drink. Well, we could shoot for that appraisal tomorrow morning. I have nothing else to do. Our resupply is finished, and I'll probably be telling the resupply team that I'll be sticking around for a bit come tomorrow as well. So,
yes, I have one thing to take care of this morning, but aside from that, that should be fine. Late morning-ish.
Well, that's a plan then.
Yeah. Actually, Lambert, would you want to come along as well?
He rolls insight on you.
There's no fucking intent in there.
Is there? Is there not?
No, there's obviously intent there. You could... Oh, I could possibly beat that!
Roll deception.
I have to think of the lie that I was trying to think of. You could probably reach out to some other members of the Seekers and Slayers and try to figure out how to fight the hag. Da-da-da-da-da. Or just gather information, honestly. Where's my fucking deception? I'm so close!
I mean,
oh wait, no, he gave himself a +4. I wasn't close at all!
He just has the glass on the table, looking very, very apathetically at you. Pointedly so. I'll think
it's not
about
a bad suggestion. Fucking even Abigail probably picks up on that.
Abigail rolls insight.
Fucking natural 20.
He's only a 13. If there's some tension between the two of you, maybe don't bring that to the ring. That might be a bit,
dangerous.
Dangerous, likely prone to misfortunes. No, it's not a matter of that. Your words say one thing, but your intent says another. We'll see. I'll think about it. You've been hanging out with Amber too much. Truly.
It's honestly because I'm mostly just trying to talk to Anushka, but then she's always there. Also, Amber's kind of fun to talk to.
Abby just looks between the two of you.
There's a lot.
It seems that Miss Amber is the source of a lot of potential issues. Is that a fair reasoning?
I'll clarify, not exceptionally serious issues, just more rabble rousing.
Ah, I see. Well,
Yes, in a quirky way.
Corked up white.
well, I suppose I can't fault a girl for disposition or fun. You guys think about that? A very polite way of saying, dumb girl gonna do dumb shit.
She gotta learn somehow.
Well, it is late, but thank you for your company. I'll be seeing you in the morning.
Absolutely. Have a good rest.
And you as well. She grabs her helmet and dons it back on and goes off to her room.
Hey, there it is.
When Silas is coming towards the bar to get some food, I'm assuming,
Mhm.
Sajar will try to flag them down, like, hey, come here.
I should probably that token on there. Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this, but I'm curious. Can I tell him to roll perception, see if he notices something?
Sure.
Roll perception. And I'll roll stealth.
Well, it's what we're trying to hide. Is the thing.
It's... Okay, well, it's not exactly I'm trying to hide it, but I just don't know what would be the...
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They come over.
Silas, I wanted to ask you something. What... You can tell that Sajar is starting to feel the bottle, which is now mostly empty.
Secret Blake is just vibing here.
Chilling.
That was
He
notices
hasn't been
the
drinking
bottle
as much.
and just nods.
What reminds you of home? What makes you feel... What reminds you of home?
Company and food.
Company
music.
and food. Music.
What reminds you of home?
There is this one memory I have very vivid. I'm sitting on the balcony back home in the family house. The sun is setting. The heat is dancing in the air the way it does when things get really hot over the sand. And there's this very fragrant flower that only blooms at night. Not easy to keep alive, mind you, in the exchange. Well worth it, though. Smells divine. So I suppose that particular smell brings me back to that moment.
Why do you ask?
You look a little, what's the word?
Sad.
Yes.
They let out a sigh that you can see in their shoulders, and they're just like, I am. Though I guess it goes deeper than just sad. But
Silence fills the air as Seeker Blake takes a drink.
I just thought need not
Did I-
themselves. Nothing. Nothing.
alright.
Have I ever told you about my grandfather, Milosh?
I don't think so. Silas, guessing that this might be a long conversation, takes a seat.
You order food.
Yes,
See,
do
my,
they have... Silas will specifically
Okay.
ask for honey glazed pork. Will they have any?
Roll me to 100.
That's some
DC
good
is 40. 40 and below.
What can I...
Can I? What if because I have honey that they could use.
Well, it's not a matter of you have the ingredients for them to use. But fucking, do they actually want to fucking make it?
Yeah.
They do.
That's fucking good.
Yes. Alice orders that.
Alright. After that, that'll be a gold.
So this loses
Daddy.
one of the 3 gold. They still have a net win of 1 gold.
Profit.
They made 1 gold today.
Well, Abigail gave you the other gold to also for Oriana to get food too.
Yeah, I know, but Silas is holding it, and Oriana didn't come along.
I figured you'd be home. You'd just order food.
Might as well order food and come back, but they're having a conversation right now. They only ordered 1 thing. Relax.
So, my upbringing was strict in many ways. My mother, she taught me how to use this, and I gesture at the sword. And much of my more, I'd wiggle my fingers, magic sort of things. Also,
Plus, not an understanding.
Seeker Blake
the-
turns away.
you see, my family business, we have a history of searching the dunes for things lost to time. Some things don't like being unearthed.
I would imagine not.
Yeah. So the nice,
Also, welcome
nice.
back. I didn't even get the sound that you're doing.
Did you miss me saying
I was here the whole time.
Daddy? He never left.
I just thought you're saying that to be mean to people like usual. But, yeah. No.
Yeah, you are mean. Pretty.
Yeah,
normal.
you're pretty mean. You always tell people
You're
to
pretty
get out of
mean.
here and then get
Thanks,
out of
I'm
the
not gonna hold
call.
on to this for an entire
and then-
week now.
And then you gaslight Kirsty into making her bed.
And you never let things go.
Continue your conversation.
You keep Garth boss.
I hate it.
Continue your conversation.
the
Will.
the hazards of living so close to the peninsula require a lot of harsh lessons. So I was actually a lot closer to my grandfather than to my parents. And they, like me, have these, and I gesture at the scales. But they ended up being cursed by, I forget the common word, Almari Mafum. Begins with an M, I think.
Silas, no.
Roll your background. You don't know for Jaran.
If you don't know, I'll tag it for you.
Latest trial.
It's
Yeah.
not loading.
There it is.
I
Nice.
know.
You've now surpassed it. Yes, I'm a mummy.
It's huh?
A mummy.
Ah, the mummy.
Mhm.
Not the one that took you in at night, though.
Yes, a mummy. That is the word. Their scales were once iridescent like mine, but they took something that probably should have been left alone, and as a consequence of that, they were cursed. Have you ever seen copper turn from lustrous to pale
Tarnished?
green? Yes, oxidized, tarnished.
Yes.
That is what happened to my grandfather's scales. Soon after, water did nothing to slake his thirst, and food turned to ash in his mouth.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He I suppose he's the reason why I'm such a romantic at heart, because one of the last things he told me was that the only real value, the only real treasure worth holding on to is joy. Especially the kind of joy you share between yourself and other people. Even when he wasted away and eventually died, he still held firm to that belief. And it left an impact on me. I think of him often.
You find your memories of him overall fond? I would imagine so.
Yes. There's a lot of good, but there's also, some people say that things get better with time, but I don't necessarily agree with that. The pain gets easier to bear. It doesn't diminish. I don't know if that's because we become numb to what we feel, or if we actually get stronger. Perhaps it's perspective.
They say time heals all wounds.
They do say that.
A lot of fucking fools say that.
Indeed. I guess what I'm trying to say, Silas, is that sharp, digging, clawing sensation in your chest.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go away, but it gets easier.
Does it get easier?
I know it doesn't seem like that's possible right now, but with time, eventually.
They close their eyes and just nod.
And in the meantime, you could always poke fun at Oriana. You seem to be real good at that.
We'll see. Speaking of, I need to get her food too. Shit. What is she like?
But what didn't she decide on the food back at the orphanage?
I was not paying attention, if I'm being honest. I was sort of out of it.
I just get at the same thing you're having.
Alright. Let's us look at more honey glazed pork.
More!
You have acquired food. Mission accomplished.
Thank you for sharing your story. And as we'll say to Sajar before taking food and going back.
Food.
Sajar just nods like, yeah,
As after Silas has left Secret Blake, your proper